guys. Today we are in the back of Mapleton, well basically Belli Creek, and we're going to try and find some waterfalls on this little creek running beside us here. We've just come off the Yamundi Kenilworth Road. The creek crosses under the road there. We've got a little random reserve here which will take us into the corner of the Mapleton National Park, which is fucking brilliantly good for our access. Now we almost want to get straight in the creek. I'm not quite sure where this track on the right goes, but we'll see. We'll walk in here first. Probably we'll join back to it anyway. Not very long. It's only about 2.5 k's. I'm hoping that we'll get something cool out of it. So yeah, it's not a long creek, but it should be just long enough to give us what we need. And yeah, this is kind of a really hidden track. It doesn't really show up on the map as it's a trail connected to this corner. It looks like this is like private property, and then the corner of the national park. So somehow, yeah, it's a little track. I still think we're following our creek. I don't think it's bent off. So yeah, we'll just follow this bit further and we'll see where this goes. Interesting, eh? It's about 33 degrees. It's the start of summer, and yeah, it's been fucking so humid lately. We've had a bit of rain in the last week or so, so this is yeah, good time to start checking these smaller creeks out. Alright, I'll see you up here. Well, we're actually going to be getting on a tributary of Belli Creek, so that could be the one that could possibly not be as good flow. Now this track is a bit weird, a bit muddy here. You can see the indicator of how much rain there was. It looks like we're kind of heading towards our trib. I'm pretty sure that is, we're following it. So yeah, we'll just try to... It's really weird because this track's not on the map, so I have no idea where it's going to push us. But so far it's good. I mean, the name of the track's called Belli Creek. I mean, because the track's called it. Good indicator it should follow the creek in some sense. We are veering away from it a little bit, but not really. It's right there. It's kind of going to split off into possibly two. There's one main section that I want to get on with some good topographic lines. Only a distance of maybe 200 metres of the creek or falls, and an elevation gain of 150 up to around probably 250, about 100 metres in gain. So we won't get 100 metre waterfall. It's probably going to be cascades, but you never know. Look at a 10 or 20 metre. It's such a random track. We're still pretty much parallel, so that's what we want. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we'll just keep following this. Good news. I think we've still got a good chance. So that wasn't our trib, that was another little no-name. Our trib's going to be a little bit further up, and I think it still should be, I reckon it'll be flowing. It's a bit more prominent. So yeah, we'll just follow the creek. So yeah, I could have just followed the creek the whole way. That little zigzag in was kind of useless. So we'll go back out, we'll just follow this out. This is nice and easy to walk here, which is great. Pretty much on the national park boundary. So yeah, Trib will be to the right. We'll see up here. Not too far. Probably 100 metres, this should be it. Junction. Up here, the Trib is flying just as good as the main creek. That's fucking brilliant. Good shit. Shout out in the comments if you've been up here. I kind of feel like it hasn't really been done. Oh, there's an old gate here. Interesting. There's someone owns one side of it. Well, probably he's been here. Alright, off we go. Alright, so the trib is pretty flat for the first part, which is pretty bang on with the lines. Here's a tiny little rapid, and we got still a bit more flat section to go. Now these are the really greasy rocks, so they're the fuck ones to walk on, but you know, still pretty creek. But there's a little feeder trib coming to this one. I saw this on the map. There's no water coming out of it, and there's no point to go up it anyway. Our main one's still going good. Happy days. Alright, so we're starting to step up here. The first little cascadey bit, 2 bits of water either side. Let's get going, we're getting close. And Waterfalls here, so I really hope we're going to get one good drop. We might just step up with, you know, cascades all the way. Getting a bit of lantana on the side now, lucky we didn't come that way. I was going to maybe come from the top for this one because there's a road up on the national park on the ridge, but when I realised I could sneak through the way I have, and in the end it wasn't really even a sneak. It was actually, quote unquote, a legitimate way. It just wasn't on the map. So hoping these boulders are falling out of a bigger fall just above. So we haven't got long to go before we're going to get out of this section of topo line. So this is it. It's going to be hopefully the next bend or two. Doesn't look like much here, but I managed to climb up using this tree. Well, it's a very slick bit of rock to get up here on the left. So yeah, that's the tip. Otherwise, you have to swim through the middle, or the right side is full of fucking just vines and boulders to climb through. Looks like I can hear a bigger fall. Alright, so I don't know if this is all we're going to get, but this is our biggest drop so far. It's not super vertical, obviously it's more of a slanty 2-section waterfall, but it's still pretty cool for what it is. Obviously we'll get on top and see if there is at least one more bigger level. Otherwise, yeah, this is the main event, and it wasn't too hard to get here. Fuck all, not even half an hour, maybe probably 45 actually. But yeah, it's cool. Couple of little swimming spots. I mean, you can swim here, but it's a bit murky with the recent rain. It hasn't washed it out clearer yet. I don't know if it gets clearer, but at the moment it just looks, you know, average to get in the water. But so humid, but I'm sweating like fucking crazy. I did start later today as well, knowing this was a bit of an easier walk. I'm going to do another creek after this anyway. Probably tributary of Browns. I've been up Browns before, but I've got another trib that I want to suss out. Hopefully I can get in there. It's a bit more of a dodgier access, but I think we'll be fine. Alright, let's get above this. This is a good little swimming spot. Bit more, better of a pool, but it's just still a bit dirty, but yeah, be better than down there. Let's get going. It's crazy fucking bush turkey to sit on the creek. He's not running away. I'm looking for probably, I don't know, something to eat out of the water. Insect or drink. We've got all boulders here, so I don't really know. We're just going to keep going up, and we've got a dry trib coming to our left. Yeah, let's see what's up here. We'll wait a while and shit on the right now. We've got a fucking hellhole there. There's even a bit of a cliff, so we've got a bit of a gorgy bit with steep sides, so we might just be bouldering out, or there still could be another level. We'll see. Oh, it's not running away. It's very weird. Might be blind or something. Very old, because he is not moving. I've never seen a brush turkey ever not flee when I've been that close. That's so weird. Alright, as you can see, but the towering walls in this little gorgy part, pretty high there. Yeah, just a really shrouding little wet little pocket here. Those towering walls is helping this stay wetter for longer. Oh look, there's a fucking lizard right there, water dragon. Living his best life. Well, another little section of cascade. So, we're going to go around to the left probably. That's probably be deep there. Maybe I can get through there, I'll have to push up and around this rock. This part here is pretty interesting. Little carved away, little fucking potholes as they call them. Alright, so another little cascade in here, and we'll keep going. Well, we're right against the cliff wall as it pushes it up now. We're pushing up against it as we're going to climb, and it's got little bits of caves, eh? Look, it's kind of cool. Now this is not really a mountain on top, it's just a plateau, but it just steeply drops away, which is very bizarre. The other side's steep, but like not as much of a cliff. This cave's one of the biggest indents so far. Pretty crazy. Another cascade. And on along we go. Living your best life, blending into the colour of the rocks. So I've got got a real narrow hidden cascade on these three big boulders here. So yeah, I don't think I've been in Mapleton National Park, well, at least for a little while. Not since spring's restarted. Maybe at the start of the year, I can't remember. Probably, but since it's been after winter, I haven't been here, so it's cool to get in here again. I do want to do Condalilla, some tributaries of, yeah, down below, off your main, is it Obi or whatever? No, Skiing Creek, yeah. That'll be another mission soon too. I haven't been in there since at least, again, the start of the year, or if not last year. So, yeah, pretty cool. It's quite pretty. Two little cascade, lots of boulders still, so we're still hoping we're going to get another decent slab of rock, but we'll see. Caves up high now, like kind of like 1, 2, look at that one, it's real deep. You just can't get up there, it's fucking near vertical. You have to abseil down from the top and sneak in there. There's a tree you could abseil off. It's the only way. This here is just bizarre, look at this. Wow. It's pretty cool, as I walk through the gap here. So greasy. Give it a sight. Echo, hello! Woo! I'm going to find a way to climb up this, maybe I can get through. Maybe I can't. Might be a bit trapped in here. I think that water's a bit deep to try and climb up the face of that rock. I might have to go back and around. I'll look in a second if I can climb up that. This massive boulder here, eh? It's fucking nuts. It's probably falling off this left wall, obviously. Climb it all the way. So I had to go up and around this on the right to get through here because I couldn't climb that boulder down there, it's too slick. Another cool cascade coming up, that's nice. Yeah, it looks like it's maybe starting to get to the flatter point, so it may not be another big one, but still, this is still nice. That's, yeah, it's a pretty cool cascade. Probably this, if you count that waterfall being 2 tiers, the one cascade above that waterfall is the first real cascade, and this is the probably second good one. Well, let's keep going. As you see, it's starting to get a bit more open. The cliff walls now disappearing. Alright, so it's a little twisty cascade, S-bend on top of the first one we just saw there. And alright, so we've got a bit of cascade, and through the distance I can see a big drop. It's a good waterfall there. Can't believe it, because we're nearly at the end. I just couldn't expect it to be something so big dropping down. Wow. And there's like, it's going to eventually get to a little walking track above, so that could be quicker access. But obviously this section wasn't hard to do, and it was nice to walk up this way. I can't really loop out, I don't think. I'm just going to have to go back the same way. There's no easy way to kind of shortcut back out to the road, unless I did a car shuttle sort of thing up the top here. So we'll get up here, we'll get up these falls, and that'll probably be the last drop, I'd say. Crazy. I can and I will now loop out, I just figured it out. So if I get on this track that crosses above, if I follow to the right, there will be a road that'll take me back down as a loop. So it's not that much longer, and it's worth it, it'll be faster than going back to that gorgy part especially. So yeah, this will make a good circuit now. Fucking cheering, this is cool, this is the best waterfall so far. This hands down is the winner, holy shit. That's so good flow. Unexpected, this is a good little swimming spot here too. Yeah, you got a bit of sun here. Cloudy today, but this is the winner. Looks a bit like Gorilla Falls. This whole area, the rocks the same. That is a wicked find. BelliCreekfalls, no name. Boom. You're welcome. Let's get up it. We'll shoot straight at the face of the rock there actually. I reckon that's climbable. Looks like going up Biwa. Alright, so I'm up on the middle of the falls. I couldn't actually climb that first bit here because it drops into the hole you can't see. There was nothing to get enough footing to get going, so I just pushed up at the left hand side over here. So this is the second tier of it, pretty cool. Looks like it's almost flattening almost straight away. There's trees on top of the creek and it looks a little bit done. We might get tiny cascade, but I don't think we get anything bigger than this section here. So yeah, this will probably be on satellite standing out actually. I reckon this much rock. I didn't really look at it before, because I don't really care. Half the time I want to explore it regardless of what satellite says, what doesn't say. Yeah, so just mini little cascades. So this will hit our track pretty soon. There's a 1% chance people have walked this coming from the track maybe, but maybe not, you never know. Hard to really know what people do and don't do. So I've not seen it on the Instagram world anyway. Yep, she's real flat on top, so I dare say this is it. Water's real deep here. So probably cross over because this side it turns a bit and it looks a bit steep on that right, so we'll go across here. It's pretty deep here even here just to get through the water, but we'll get on there, we'll just hop our way out. That's my new route drawn now, so we're going to get out to Bucky Road eventually. So it turns into about 5.5 k's. It's taken 2 hours so far just to get where we have, but I reckon we'll get out within an hour because the last part's a pretty straight run once we get onto this track. So the track's supposed to join to Bucky Road and should be no private property issue, so sweet. Oh well, I was wrong, there's a couple more little cascadey sections. There's one here, we've got another one coming up. wasn't as flat as I thought. Well, probably not far, 500 metres maybe. Find our track. There we are, next cascade bit. Quite a nice slab of rock here. Get a bit closer. Fuck, cicadas got really loud all of a sudden. Fucking bastards. It's actually cool. It's got another little left side you couldn't see from over there. Awesome little waterfall. Wow, I was completely wrong. There's another fucking huge section here. That's got to be the last fucking bit then. That's crazy. Look at this. Looks like BelliCreekfalls, just full narrow chute. That's wicked. So I can probably cross. Tell me how to get up this actually. If I cross back and I get up the side, then I'm going to have to shoot up that side. The real steep other corner. I can climb the rock face here, but I've got to get to it. If I'm going up here and I'm going to go down and go up, makes no sense. So I just want to go right over. That's cool. Some water fucking force in this one, eh? That's wicked. For a fucking tributary, wow. And we're so far up it now. Alright, so on top of the slot. Actually, let's jump down here for a second. A little slot perspective. Yeah, it's a good swimming spot there too, arguably, but it's a bit shady at the moment, but it's got to be the flattened top of this now, but we'll see what's on top. Well, there's a doggy doodah bag. That looks fresh. So I think the track is just here. Well, there's another track here. Yeah, there we go, we found a track, not the actual one I was looking for. Anyway, this tree's been cut too, isn't that one? People probably get into this first bit, but how far they go down it is, your guess as good as mine. Anyway, we're on the track then, happy days. We'll hang a right, and this has probably added an extra half a K now because creek bended more left than I thought. It was a bit hard to tell on the map which way it was going because this creek's not drawn on Gaia. But so it's gone from 5.5 to 6 now, but that doesn't matter. Sweet. Yeah, the creek. So it looks like it's got a junction, yeah, right. So look, creek's bending right and this is dropping in. Got the cascade there. That's cool, let's go look at that. Run straight across this path. So I don't think there's much really more in either of these tribs. But let's have a look here if we can see anything. Not really. We'll go look at this little one over here because we can see it. Not a bad bonus if you're walking this track and you're like, huh, what's over here? Well, really looking at the map, there is a slim chance there could be another cascade or two up that other tributary went that way, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. I think we've seen the bulk of what we were chasing. These two little splits I wasn't even expecting. Wasn't expecting to even go this exact way, but anyway, follow the creek around here. If there's something else in there, we'll drop back in, but pretty much probably going to be it. Well, no real lantana issues, so that looks great. Ashwell Park, pretty safe from shit here, which was good. Didn't have to climb around anything too hectic. It was a little bit of a gorgy bit, but it wasn't that ridiculous, just some really big boulders. And there's something stabbing in my shoe. I've had to do a bit of repairs on these shoes. They've been good. I've had them for a few months. Starting to get wear issues, so two of these straps broken off. I've re-glued them. One of them held with the glue, the other one didn't, so it popped out. So I've just put a tech screw in there and it's holding it fine. I just did all that just then. This is the first test with the screw and it hasn't moved. And I've been twisting my foot around in rocks and you know, it's basically rolling the shoe. And if that's not going to pop it out, well, I'm not saying nothing will, but eventually it probably will break. But for the moment, it's stood a pretty rough testing just then. So yeah, what a pretty little walk. As if they don't signpost this walk as something more than what it is. Because right now it just seems like a random fucking, I don't know, unknown fucking fire trail we're on. It's really pretty. Such a little random spot. Definitely in flatter country now for sure, but yeah, there you have it. It's over bloody vine. Well, I'm checking with you up here. So this track actually will hit another track little junction apparently before it hits a road. So we'll just see what the deal with that is. And yeah, as I said it, we found the other road. So this one here is the track that was marked on the map, and this one here wasn't marked. Actually, there is a weird corridor on Gaia that's now explaining what it is. It's a road, but it could have just been a creek, or could have just not even been existent. It was hard to know what it is, but it is actually a track, as we see. And it just seems to loop up and around and just basically come back again. It doesn't really go much. It goes to the kind of the boundary. So we don't care about that. But it looks like they do drive this, because look at that, there's logs chucked in there, there's fillers. This is just, there must be a, I don't think it's an open road. It's a national park. It'll be gated for sure. Someone's rock can in case they didn't know where they were going. I'm lost. Which way? No, they probably just sat in, stacked some rocks. There's that creek. We leave it for now. We'll go this way. We'll just veer around, and eventually we'll hang a right, and then our road will go back down the ridge. So we've got a little bit of up and around here, but not much. But definitely had some full drives in here, because these logs are obviously aiding the fucking vehicles to get up this hill. Interesting. So maybe this road is open. We'll find out when we get up here. Either that or someone's cut their way in. And because this is in the back corner of the park, people don't really go. It's probably pretty easy to drive around and not ever get seen. We'll find out. This is all logging country a bit originally. There's a big stump. So this probably was an old logging track actually. They've just kept it. That's what I reckon. That's what it goes up and around for. Alright, see up here. This track here is washed out, so they made a wider, easier version. Or someone's taken a shortcut from the original track, whatever. Definitely thirsty and hungry now. It is 1:30. So I didn't count on, well, I knew this was going to be a fairly short walk, so I didn't really care about bringing lunch and water and supplies. So now we're on a flat track out. It won't be too bad. But yeah, cicadas are here, but they're different cicadas. They're the ones that have a different sound. They're more like a more of a pleasant hum. We're just further away. Anyway, I don't know if you can ride horses here, so you can ride horses on some of these tracks, but at first when we started, we parked, a little loop was a horse track. You don't even really go fucking anywhere, it was so short. Campfire here on the side of the track, which means people have definitely driven in, just pulled up and camped here. I don't think you'd walk in and camp here, you could, but it's more of a car job. So we'll see. Alright, well we got two options here. We either turn right or we stay left. Now, arguably right is a bit of a shortcut. It's supposed to go down. Well, it's not even supposed to really. It's supposed to just be one track. But anyway, if you go left, it'll eventually hit that Buckley Road a bit earlier. But if we go along down here, we're going to hit it a bit further along. Let's try this. Look, it doesn't look too overgrown. Famous last words. If it is overgrown, we're going to hate the fact that we didn't just go the other way. But we'll see how it is. Got another track veering off to the right that's not on the map. I don't really understand. It just kind of shortcuts back to where we were. I didn't see anything else come off when we're walking that could join into that, but anyway. So down this we go and around. It'll eventually lose elevation, obviously, because we're going to get off the ridge, and it'll hit Buckley for the last bit. Once Buckley Road follows itself out back to the main Mundy Kenilworth Road, we only got a short distance, about 500 metres. We'll walk down that back to the car. I don't really know why this track exists. It's got to be an old logging track, but I'm just saying, like, not far over there, parallel, and the other little ridge just there is Buckley Road. So they're pretty close together, almost, parallel. Just seems weird to make a route when both roads are going the same way, versus they could just have one route along this section and then that other road could go somewhere entirely different, but no, they don't. Anyway, tree down here, so if you feel driving, bring a fucking chainsaw. Yeah, definitely a logging spur. I don't know if the other one was a logging spur. Maybe they just found the route to be better than this. Maybe it's less steeper going down. I don't know. But it was nice to start, essentially at a road crossing with the creek, and then actually the creek hitting that other track to get out. So that's pretty rare to find creeks with a good section that you want to explore between two roads. So a good entry, good exit, versus, normally you find a road entry in, rock up all the way up, then the creek starts to dry out, and then you're faced with, you know, an off-track bash to get up to a road with no more watercourse and just, you know, lantana and shit like that. So yeah, it was good to have an easy entry and exit, so can't complain about this little route at all today. Pretty happy overall with what we found. Obviously anything bigger and better is always going to be, you know, the goal, but still pretty happy with what we got out of it. So for a tributary creek anyway. I try to look at the main Belli Creek to see if there's any waterfalls on the headwaters of that further up. It's, you know, the other direction on the, you know, not as a trib, but I'm not seeing too much. It doesn't really make sense on how it begins and stuff, so I can't really see if there's anything worth going up to see. Oh, look, here's a bit of our overgrown grassy section. Obviously this track is less used than the Buckley Road one, but anyway, hopefully not too much shit. There's no snakes in this grassy section. Lovely. A bit muddy. This has been a motorbike track for sure. Look at that, they've churned it up. Alright, fuck, this sucks. Really thick grassy. Not loving it at all. Can't see properly. Just want to get out of this sunny section. Someone's lost their retread. A little bit of plastic rubbish down a can. People have just bogan through here in their Forbies. Well, we're out. This is Buckley Road. There you have it. So you can drive in, no gate. So this is an easy horse trail. This sign probably says no cars, but no gate. They're definitely not stopping them. Yeah, I was right. They can just drive in, so it's fucking stupid. Look at this view, but it's fucking sick. Wow. Help us, let's go read this sign. The sun is missing, what the fuck? Oh. Okay. Maybe he just took off. It seems like he says please come home so we call for search. It sounds like they know that he's fucking alive, just not speaking to him. Look at this. We're gonna go right here to get down, but I just want to show you. That'll be is that the campground even for the Great Walk down there? I'm gonna have to look at this. I know there's another road over here that we'll get into where that creek, where there's a camp spot. I don't know if that's it. Pretty wicked, but almost look like flowers the way they've kind of popped out on some here. Alright, so just walking back along the road. Pretty quiet, I haven't seen any cars or anything. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the journey. Picked up a second can because I'm a good bloke. Anyway, feel free to like, comment, subscribe for me. Hit the notification bell if you haven't, so you get notified of all the new misadventures. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one, eh? And I was thinking about doing another creek now, but because I started early or later, it is so hot, I'm so melting. I almost feel like I'm just done for the day. It wasn't a hectic one, but like some days are longer than others. And if I go all the way to like Gold Coast or something and I've got a 4-hour return drive, sometimes it's nice to have a short day to kind of justify the longer days, I guess. But anyway, I'll come back and do it on a fresh early start. Go home and fucking sort out photos. I'm way behind on my photos and upload social media. Even this video is going to be way delayed before it ever gets uploaded from this day. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. I hike too much and too much admin work. Anyway, peace out. The track on the right, which is not on the map either, is a track, and I think it's another horse track, and I think it may join to where we first started today, but I'm not going to go up and I'll just follow this down to the road. Up inside, it's basically following the boundary line back to where we did our first little loop, so it's interesting.